Here we go. GAIA versus TROKAMOO. This is our second set. Round one between the two. Pre-bans have gone out. Molly and Gianna are going to be the pre-bans.
Interesting pre-ban on the Molly there. I think TROKAMOO doesn't intend to use Molly very much, so he pre-bans that. I think he's going to take Seara first. That's been meta very often, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Ganny or Hathor take. But again, we see that Seara is such a great unit, and I know he has a very well-runed one. Makes a lot of sense. What's going to be interesting is to see how GAIA plays. If I remember from Asia Pacific Cup, he's a little bit less standard here. So he actually goes with the Chiwu Hathor, which is a much stronger pick out here when we don't have a Molly in play. So Troko's likely going to pick an Okeanos and something else to fight this in terms of speed. Or he can dip into something slower off the bat. He does have a Nyx in the back pocket that he could whip out. No hesitation. GAIA goes with two Beast Riders off the bat.
Yep, double Beast Riders coming out for GAIA. TROKAMOO looking to wrap up his draft here after bringing in double resets with Okeanos and Ganymede. Definitely looking to see possibly a stripper coming out of TROKAMOO.
Yeah, we might either see a stripper if he decides to go super aggressive, but GAIA still has one last pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a Leo and Fran action. Would also be a decent pick here. But at the same time, it's really tough to see what TROKAMOO decides to go. And he drops the Kabilla down. I'm stunned here. I have not seen this monster in SWC history ever. Drops a Kabilla as a signal that he wants to go first, but if Seara gets banned, TROKAMOO is going to lack a lot of damage, especially if GAIA is completely on will. So I am not sure about this Kabilla pick by him.
Well, even GAIA's bringing something we're not super familiar with here, and that's that Dark Sylph coming out. And that Dark Sylph's going to play a little bit like this Hathor.
Well, the Dark Sylph comes out, that Chiwu should be the ban because the Chiwu sets up the entire team here, and that's exactly what we see. But if the entire side of GAIA's is on will, TROKAMOO is going to be able to reset one unit with the Okeanos, and then he's going to be put to sleep here. So I'm not sure about TROKAMOO's draft. I really like GAIA's position if he's on full will. If he's not on full will, he's in some trouble. But I'm not exactly sure about TROKAMOO's pick on the Kabilla here.
Well, let's find out if GAIA's going to be full-willed. We're going into our round one with GAIA and TROKAMOO. Leader scales getting picked out right now. We got speed leads for both. TROKAMOO looking a little bit faster in the speed lead department. And here we go. TROKAMOO versus GAIA. Let's see who's going to be taking first turn here. Should be TROKAMOO. We're going to find out, though. And it is going to be TROKAMOO with that Kabilla full will up on GAIA.
And we see full willed up team, so TROKAMOO has no choice but to reset that Hathor, but he's going to be relying on anti-crit to survive, and there's so much coming out from GAIA. GAIA's got AoE sleep from both the Sylph and the Hathor. If the Hathor gets reset, he might not have it there, but there's the AoE sleep from the Sylph there, and there's Beast Riders with tons of damage.
That's right, was able to get that reset on top of the Hathor as well. Maybe a little bit of poke damage coming out. No, goes with the Ventilate back onto that Okeanos. Bomb could be coming out to put on top of that Hathor.
Yeah, so TROKAMOO's best bet and chance to win here is to resist that Sylph and somehow get a Ganny Oki lockdown, but I'm really not sure about his spot here. GAIA does have some really great runes, and they do a lot of damage.
Yeah, there was a lot of damage coming from that Seara on top of that Hathor as well. He gets the poke damage coming out there. Defense breaks on everybody except that Okeanos. Looking for an attack break onto the Seara. Does land it, though, as everyone was going to be going to sleep here. No, goes to the Turbulence on top of the Kabilla. Gets the initial turn, though.
Yeah, GAIA has decided he does not need to do that because he has speed buff, but does decide to lay down that skill 3. That's what he should have done off the bat. TROKAMOO's going to be losing units real fast. Kabilla doesn't really do anything at this point in time. So TROKAMOO needs GAIA to run out of steam and then come back with a Ganyoki locker.
That's right. Kabilla drops. We've got this Dark Sylph looking to wake up this Ganymede now.
Yeah, but at the same time, Okeanos is usually built swift, so he's not going to be able to wake up and do anything here. And again, TROKAMOO loses 2 units. That Kabilla not doing very much here. TROKAMOO is down to 2 to 4, and is likely going to lose this game here.
That's right, that was some massive damage coming from Savannah, taking advantage of that defense break on top of Ganny. Seara with a little bit of poke damage on that Hathor. Definitely not going to be enough to get a ball rolling here for TROKAMOO. Savannah looking to drop it, and that is going to be it there. GAIA taking round 1 away from TROKAMOO. We're going into round 2 with GAIA and TROKAMOO. You see the pre-bans from last time, that Molly and that Gianna getting pre-banned. We've got 2 new pre-bans coming out.
So TROKAMOO's taking out the Seara, does not want to give it to GAIA as a first pick here. GAIA probably doesn't have a Changpeng, so he does decide to ban that out, knowing that TROKAMOO likely has a Changpeng. So we'll see what GAIA decides to favor here and how TROKAMOO wants, what speed he wants to play at.
It looks like Achieve was going to be first picked by that guy. A potential Beast Riders coming up for GAIA once again. Let's see what TROKAMOO is going to be drafting here. Definitely want to expect to see a Gani coming out of TROKAMOO, maybe even going with that double reset Gani Okeanos.
Yeah, I think a Gani Okeanos would be a solid response here, but GAIA is going to go with 2 Beast Riders or a Vanessa Beast Rider, some sort of speed lead Beast Rider or double Beast Rider here. It's probably GAIA's style. Hathor Beast Rider is also acceptable. That Chiwu is going to be the tentative ban because it sets up the entire team. If that Chiwu goes off, usually it wins unless you're in a caster match. And so TROKAMOO goes with that Vanessa and Gianna to be able to threaten all kinds of speed here. So that 33 speed lead and then the fast Gianna here does allow him to stay flexible in his draft.
That's right. There's the double Beast Riders coming out for that for GAIA. We have the Barbara being drafted in one last unit to wrap up GAIA's draft here.
Yeah, and TROKAMOO's kind of in a rough spot here because he's in a position where if that Gianna gets banned and everything else on GAIA's side is willed up, he's in trouble here. GAIA has actually laid down a Vigor here, which is an interesting pick because he's signaling he wants a long game. TROKAMOO does have some decisions to make. Does he want to take out that Chiwu? What is his last pick? How is he going to supplement this Gianna here?
Yep, looks like it's going to be the Fran and the ban is going to be the Chiwu.
Yeah, and I actually think if GAIA decides to go and ban out the Okeanos, TROKAMOO will be losing a lot of stuns. Instead, there is going to be a Vanessa ban, which is very surprising here. That Gianna is going to move first. It's a very fast Gianna. And GAIA is going to need to resist this, otherwise he loses. So I really like
a little bit of speed lead. Yeah, I also really like TROKA's draft as well. Speed lead for TROKAMOO, resistance lead for GAIA. We're going to find out if that's going to be enough, guys, going into the round 2 with GAIA and TROKAMOO. Let's see TROKA get first turn with that Gianna, going for a critical error, looking to get a strip on everybody and the stuns as well. Does not receive it. On top of that Vigor, though, Okeanos possible looking for the skill 2 to finish off that Vigor or maybe even reset the Hathor.
Now he goes for the reset on the Vigor because he doesn't want the Vigor to boost up the rest of the team here. And also he has a Fran moving in front, so he's not afraid if there's a proc on the other side. And Gani is also able to reset units. So I actually really like TROKAMOO's spot here. He's going to have that Gani Oki lockdown against units that aren't particularly tanky. So TROKAMOO in a really good spot.
Definitely in a really good spot there. Gani was able to reset that Hathor. Hathor's got no skills. Bomb sitting on top of that Savannah. Looking for an attack break on top of that Bobber. Does receive it here as well. Got the Ventilate going back onto that Okeanos. Got that Rain of Stones. Got that strip reset once again. You can see Vigor getting a couple additional turns there for some poke damage on top of Gianna.
That's a massive proc on that Barbara. It's able to land defense break. It might take out this Gianna. Does not, but that's a lot of damage going down.
Definitely a lot of damage there as well. He needs to land this full stun on top of everybody, not getting that Vigor, though.
And that Vigor needs to be reset. That Vigor has procced a lot, resisted everything. Definitely a very well-ruined Vigor here. But again, TROKAMOO, despite getting unlucky with the stuns there, is still in a commanding spot.
Yep, that is right. The bomb setting up on top of that Savannah. Savannah going down, knocked off of the Beast. Is Ganymede going to be enough to drop this Vigor here? No, chooses to knock the Bobber off, but gets the additional turn as well. Going after the Vigor, not finishing off that Vigor just yet.
Great draft by TROKAMOO. I mean, he's in the commanding spot, even though he's missed some stun. He's still in a good position. Gani does have skill 3 next. There we go.
Yep, GAIA read right into that one. TROKAMOO taking round 2. And it's another game 3 at that. Very exciting start for SWC World Finals already. You can see the pre-bans from last time. Seara and Changpong getting pre-banned. We've got new pre-bans coming in here.
And I can tell you one unit we're not going to see here, Stoic, and that's Kabilla. We're not going to see a Kabilla in this matchup. I hope and think TROKAMOO will have realized that that was the reason why he lost the first match. We're likely going to see a Seara open from him. The guy is going to play the same aggression, but TROKAMOO should know not to take that Kabilla anymore.
No, hopefully. No first pick Kabilla here. We're going to see a Seara getting picked by TROKAMOO. Guy looking to respond with a Chiwu Hathor.
Yeah, snap picks. I mean, those are very automatic picks into TROKAMOO when he plays down the Seara. And there are a couple ways to punish this. You can go Vigor Molly, but Molly is pre-banned, right? So Chiwu Hathor a lot better. Choka's going to lay down an Okeanos. And I would like to see him lay down something that adds aggression. Gani's perfectly fine in neutral, but again, his opponent's fully willed up. So he needs another stripper on top of Gianna. Maybe if he has a Swift Changpong on top of this, or some other way to play turn 2 would be an option. So he does lay down the Changpong and does lay down the Fran.
Yep, really like TROKAMOO's draft here. Obviously, a lot of aggression coming out of these double beast riders with GAIA. GAIA needs to wrap up his draft here. He's got one last pick in response to seeing a Fran in Chungpong.
So GAIA's best last pick would be a Jemire, because you know that the Jemire will cleanse a team. You know the Chiwu is being banned out because it sets up the entire team. GAIA needs a speed lead. So he does lay down the Aschubel, which is, also going to sleep the entire team. But again, that signals to me he's likely banning out the Fran. Does not. Interesting. So all of GAIA's units don't do very much into Choka's team once that Fran gets immunity off.
Yep, well, Chu was going to be banned out there, eliminating the speed lead. Well, one of the speed leads from GAIA's team. Chungpong's going to be banned on TROKAMOO's side of the field, but he still has got that Seara speed lead and a 19 speed lead for GAIA. Here we go, guys, getting into a game 3 with TROKAMOO and GAIA. Is TROKAMOO be able to get first turn here with that Chungpong? We're going to find out. I'm sorry, Chungpong was banned out. Okeanos is going to be setting the tone here. Looking for a strip reset on top of that Hathor.
And the attack bars are super full here, so that Barbara might move in front of that Fran. And that's exactly what happened here. Troka should have gone for the reset on Barbara because he's going to be able to open up a hole in the Fran here and then dominate and control. So I think a slight misplay here that may cost him a lot unless that Ganymede moves after the Aschubel.
We'll find out, though. Savannah looking to get the strip on top of the Seara. Does get it as well. Hathor, possible skill 2 onto the Gani.
I think we're going to see a skill 3 locking down the team here. That would be the correct play unless he knows exactly what things are tuned at. Goes for the skill 2, knowing the speeds, I guess. And so therefore, TROKAMOO's team's entirely slept here. TROKAMOO's in a rough spot.
Definitely in a rough spot for sure. Barbara going right after that CR, dealing a ton of damage. We saw how much damage Savannah dealt before. We're going to see some big numbers, choosing to wake everybody up there because he knows he's got that Hathor to put everybody down once again.
Yeah, and TROKAMOO is in a really rough spot here. He's got defense breaks on 3 units. He's going to lose a bunch. Beast Riders do a ton of damage here. I don't know if TROKAMOO's going to be able to survive, even if every single crit misses.
Barbara's going to be getting the additional turn. Savannah finishing off that CR and not looking good for TROKAMOO. That was his main damage dealer.
Exactly, and again, GAIA looking so strong here, just so much control. That Aschubel just procced again, so that's a lot of control. Gani Oki lockdown's not going to be able to survive this. I don't think TROKAMOO's going to be able to take this one here.
Nope, there you have it. GAIA taking round 3 away from TROKAMOO.